cracking, gang? It's T Nasty, and I'm back with another banger for you guys. So if I sound fucked up, it's because I'm still sick. I was Hamzat maxing all week last week. Had to pull out of my Thursday and Sunday vids. But I'm stepping up on short notice to make it up to you guys. I got you with a Tuesday vid, a Wednesday vid, and then I'm coming back again with a Thursday vid tomorrow. That's right, another video coming for you guys tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But as for today's business, so a few days ago, they announced the weight classes for the next season of The Ultimate Fighter, but they are yet to announce the coaches. So as a proud Ultimate Fighter watcher, I'm here today to give you guys the fighters we need to see as coaches for this next season. For those who don't know, The Ultimate Fighter used to be an amazing show. Unfortunately, it has been on a severe decline for many years now. These last few seasons since it returned with the Volkan Ortega season have been borderline unwatchable. Not only have they failed to really produce any big UFC stars, aside from my boy Brian Battle, but the seasons have just been boring and mostly led to some weak-ass fights between the coaches, if they even fought at all. So I got a few ideas for some epic Ultimate Fighter seasons. These guys would be the great coaches, not only because they would be good at coaching, but they would make for an entertaining season, a great fight to end it off, and would revive the Ultimate Fighter show in my opinion. So with that all being said, let's get right into this. Starting with the most obvious one, Paddy Pimblett versus Renato Money Moicano. Everybody has been saying this would be a great season of The Ultimate Fighter, and I tend to agree. Paddy himself was actually the first person to propose this idea, and he's spitting. I think this would be so entertaining. The trash talk between them would be great. Moicano wants money, so you know he would go hard in the coach's challenge. These guys are obviously probably going to fight, but they don't have crazy beef, so there would probably be a lot of pranking going on. I just think it would be super entertaining to see these guys going back and forth for a whole season of The Ultimate Fighter. And then the fight at the end will probably be a banger. They could maybe even do this as the main event of a dedicated Ultimate Fighter finale. I miss those, by the way. This also could maybe be promoted with a Brazil versus UK theme. We know they like to do themes with each season now. Yeah, enough said. This one is obviously a great idea. I think this may be the one they actually do. Let's move on to another one I think would just be hella entertaining. Now this one could be done a couple different ways. You could just do Caio Borralho versus Israel Adesanya alone. Or even better, they could do a Fighting Nerds versus CKB season. I think this would be fucking awesome, you guys. You know I've been glazing the Fighting Nerds. Most of the community has. And I say we capitalize on their popularity and give them a season of TUF. This would be sick. They could bring back the gym versus gym theme from the ATT versus Black Zillion season. They also could do a regional theme with this as well with Brazil versus Oceania. I think regardless, this would be entertaining. Imagine Caio, Carlos, Ruffy, and Gene going at it with Izzy, Kai, Hooker, and Olberg, like at the weigh-ins or something. I think this is just a good way to do a cool theme and would lead to a good fight at the end with Caio and Izzy. The banter between these two alone, I think, would be entertaining. I think this one is unlikely, but it's the one I want to see the most. Next up, let's talk about Colby Covington. Now, you guys know I do not like this guy at all, but I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't be excited to see him coach TUF. He would be so entertaining on this show. There's not one fighter who would be better in my opinion. Honestly, I would watch him coach against anybody, but the one that makes the most sense is Dustin Poirer. I know he said he won't do anything with Colby, but if the UFC sacks up and pays him a bag, he would probably do it. I think this would make for a hella entertaining season. These guys would be yapping at each other any chance they get, maybe even a few scuffles. I think this would be great for the fighters as well, as both guys would be good coaches and have good teams to back them up. There's also just the built-in beef with Colby and ATT, so he'd be beefing with everybody on the show. The fight at the end would be epic as hell. This could easily headline a pay-per-view. This season would be fire and would get them hella views. Next up, we gotta do a season with my boy Belal Muhammad. This idea relies on Ian Garry beating Shavkat, which is unlikely in my opinion, but these two guys would make for a good season. It's always cool when the coaches fight for the title. I also think these two yapping would be pretty fun to watch. And Belal Muhammad is low-key turning into a hella good coach, so he would be goated on there. I also think these guys would probably be some pranksters. They don't have crazy beef, so it would still be playful. I just really want to see Belal on there. I love that dude, and I think he would be a good coach. This would be an entertaining season for sure. Another one I really want to see as a coach is Charles Oliveira. Of course, we would have to read subtitles the whole time, but I can deal with that for Du Bronx. This is another one they could do anybody against him for, but the one I want to see most is Max Holloway. Obviously, this would lead to a banger fight at the end. Would be the first BMF title TUF finale. They could even do a regional theme with this one again with Brazil versus Hawaii. These guys are both very respectful and have no beef. They also don't speak the same language, so there wouldn't really be any good banter, but I can see them both being some big-time pranksters on there. I really just want to see both these guys on there as coaches, and I think it would be so fun. And then it wouldn't be a T-Nasty video without some sort of O'Malley glaze. The next one I want to see is O'Malley versus Merab. This is a rematch we need to see, and I think a TUF season would make it even bigger. The banter between Sean, Tim, Aljo, and Merab would be freaking hilarious. This one may even break out into a brawl. I think both guys and their teams would bring some great coaching to the fighters. There would absolutely be pranks. These guys are all jokesters. And the title fight at the end will be huge, of course. This one needs to be a TUF season. It would be perfect. And then the last one I got for you guys, John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. This would be a great season. The banter in this would be so entertaining. John just being dismissive and Tom being respectful, but somehow pissing John off the whole time. You already know Tom would do some kind of prank which will piss John off and maybe even lead to a scrap. This is another one that could be a theme season of some sort. They could do vets versus rookies again, or USA versus UK. It would just be great. Both guys would be good coaches, and it would be hella entertaining. It would make the title fight at the end even bigger than it already is. This one would be a fantastic TUF season. Any of these would make for awesome TUF seasons. They need to do something cool because Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena is not doing it for me. Like, no wonder the show is dying. The only season that made any sense was McGregor versus Chandler, and that season sucked, and then they didn't even fight. But I love The Ultimate Fighter. I will never not watch it. And UFC, if you're listening, do one of these for this next season, and please revive the show. It's supposed to start filming in January, I think, so they'll probably announce the coaches in the next few weeks or so, and hopefully it will be one of these. Let me know down in the comments what you think of any of these seasons. Which one do you guys want to see most? Who do you want to see as TUF coaches? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, share this shit on Facebook, ring that notification bell, become a member, create a second account, and then repeat those steps for me. As always, if you aren't doing those things, you're just a straight up casual with all due respect. If you want to be test maxed, hardcore, like myself, you must be subscribed to this channel. But with all that being said, I'm out. Take it easy, gang.